Welcome to the Insight with Giana podcast. Today I'm joined with Evan Foster, a senior at UNF, majoring in film and production. We're discussing film production and the new UNF Filmmaking Club. Welcome, Evan.
Thank you for having me, Giana. Looking forward to it.
So, how did you get into filmmaking?
How did I get into filmmaking? Well, it's always been a passion of mine, and then I moved to Jacksonville and I switched my major, and I joined up with the After Image program here, and the rest, just kind of came naturally.
What made you switch your major? What were you before?
Political science going into law school.
Oh, wow.
It's a long story.
Yeah.
I don't think we have the runtime for that, but maybe another episode.
So, were you always into film at a young age?
Yeah, I was.
What's your primary role in filmmaking? Do you prefer directing or filming or?
I prefer acting because it's less work, but I often find myself having to direct.
How many films have you been in?
I have been in 3 short films so far, none of which have been finished because, again, directing is more work. And I was just cast in, I'm going to plug this on your show, Taylor Coleman's new short film from Crystal Ignition LLC. So check that out when it releases. You get the chance to see it.
How do you find these roles?
Really, really stupid ways. Facebook, talking to people, networking. That's about it. How does anybody find an acting role, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's tough these days.
So, would you say after you graduate you want to continue just acting, or?
Well, I don't think there's a lot of money in that, but I want to continue making films because that is my passion, but we'll see what happens.
When you decide to make a film, what's your, the first step in the process? Or how do you decide what film you want to make?
That is an excellent question. I've mostly made documentaries up to this point, so I'm just looking for local stories and things that are happening that I could be passionate about. My last completed project was about 2 Starbucks chapters in the Jacksonville area unionizing, and that was a really nice one to put together.
And that was showcased at MoCA.
Yeah, did you see it, or did they kick you out?
I was kicked out.
Did you see the Starbucks one?
I saw half of it before I got kicked out.
It got better. Well, I'll make Jillian show it to everybody. I've decided. Okay. Actually, we're going to have another public screening soon, so I'll let you know when that is. Just for mine. My roommates put it together. So.
Okay, nice. Where is that?
When they figure it out, I'll tell you.
Okay, it's still in process. Mm-hmm. You said you like acting more, but when you're...
I don't like acting more. I said it's easier.
But when you're making your films, do you find that it's a creative outlet for you, or?
Absolutely, it is. And acting is more of an emotional outlet for me because I get to take this stuff that's on the page and put my own experience, filter it through that, and it comes out in the character, hopefully, But filmmaking for me, taking the shots and editing everything together, that is a really true creative outlet. And I can experiment and play around in there all that I want, within reason.
Did you do theater or anything before coming to college?
No, I was a law student, Giana.
Yeah. So, you just went in willy-nilly,
I wouldn't phrase it that way, but sure, I went in willy-nilly.
Well, you didn't have, I guess, lessons on acting beforehand?
Nope.
Nice.
I often don't stick to the script. People just have to deal with me.
Yeah, just improv it.
Yeah, that's more fun.
Well, I guess that's how you make the character more...
natural.
Yeah, natural.
Sometimes I don't think that my lines make sense, and I'm not afraid to say, look, a human being wouldn't talk like this. Let me change it a little bit.
Well, that's what Carrie Fisher did to George Lucas, I'm pretty sure.
And we all love how that turned out, so,
So...
Honored that you made that comparison. Okay.
Yeah, talking to the Carrie Fisher of UNF.
I should hope so. Hell yeah.
What's your favorite stage of production?
Whichever one I'm not currently doing. Mm-hmm. So when I'm editing, I'm like, I wish I had shot more. When I'm shooting, I'm like, I wish I had done more pre-production. And when I'm in pre-production, I'm like, I wish I could just have all this and edit it together. Yeah. So it's sort of a vicious cycle. That said, the part that I really think distinguishes filmmaking from the other arts is the editing process. Because, if you're a painter, you can paint over things and it's whatever. Or you can just leave it on the canvas, right? if you're a musician, you can like also do audio editing and like make little films, but you can also just play your guitar part and leave it. But with filmmaking, the editing is what makes it a film. It's what makes it flow and move through time as a film does and have an emotional impact on people. So editing, I guess, is my short answer.
Did you say the classes at UNF really helped you learn how to do this, or you were just hands-on with cameras and
well,
editing?
the class, the Jillian's documentary class is very hands-on with the camera, so both, I suppose.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh my God. I knew you were going to ask that, and I did not prepare. I love all sorts of movies. Let me just say The Master by Paul Thomas Anderson. Just throw that out off the top of my head.
Is that your favorite director as well?
He's up there. Him, Brian De Palma is another favorite. My favorite of his is Femme Fatale, which is a lesser-known one. All the big, 70s and horror directors I love. But, yeah, we can talk about that for a whole other podcast.
Would you say that they like inspire you in any way, or is that different because you're filming documentaries? It
is a little different because I'm filming documentaries, and those guys that I mentioned are two very like visually bombastic guys. Well, Paul Thomas Anderson less in his last couple films, but whatever. But I am influenced by other documentarians. We watched Hearts and Minds in one of Jillian's class, and that really like shook me up and influenced me. The direct cinema stuff of Fred Wiseman is another one that I've been getting into lately, and I just want to make a documentary like that.
What was that about?
So the last one I watched of his was High School, which is the second one that he made, and he just follows like high school. It was made in 1968 or something like that, and he just spent a couple days at a high school walking around filming people, and it's hard to put into words what he's done with that, but I think it's really magical because he just steps back. He's like, don't acknowledge that the camera is here. Don't look at it in any way. I'm just going to film what a normal day here is like.
I heard you talking with Simon earlier that you were filming in a prison.
Yes, that was very exciting. So currently the UNF Theater, the Shakespeare department has hired me and my friend Sammy, who hates the spotlight, so I'll be sure to shout him out in this podcast. They have hired us to do a behind the scenes of a multilingual production of Shakespeare's play Othello. So we started in July by filming script meetings where they were just making edits to the script and tweaking some things because nobody wants to sit through a 3-hour Shakespeare production. It's a hard sell these days. And we filmed that for a couple months, and then they were talking about venues, and one of the spins they want to put on this is we're going to put it on 4 inmates at a prison and then have them react to it in some sort of artistic way, whether they're reading scenes or making some kind of art or poetry about it, or just having an interview with the actors and the producers of the play. So I'd been to the prison once before to take a tour, and today was the first time they let us take our cameras in there and do interviews with some of the people who work there.
Was it kind of intimidating?
Yeah, it was very intimidating. I was lucky that I had been there before and I got to know the director there, but it's kind of intimidating because before that point, we were really just filming on campus, and I told Sammy after we were done, like, it feels like our movie just grew up. Like, we're actually going out there and doing things now, but I'm very excited for it.
That's, like, a unique thing that the program is doing. What would you suggest for people who are interested in filmmaking? Like, how do they get started?
Well, don't do what I did. Start early.
Yeah.
Just pick up a camera and, watch some YouTube videos and learn how it works and then go out there and shoot. That's the best advice that I could give anybody. Even if you don't want to be a filmmaker, but you're just feeling bored one day, still pick up that camera and see what happens.
And students at UNF decided to make this new club called the Filmmaking Club, and you're the treasurer.
I am the treasurer.
So tell us a little bit about the club. What's the purpose of it?
The purpose of the club is to, showcase the artistic talents of this UNF film community. By every semester, we want to, produce a short film that's made by and starring and produced by blah, 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 everything, UNF students, and then we would have a showcase for that. My role as the treasurer is to try to get them to give us money for cameras, which is very difficult, but rewarding if they do it.
Yeah. So...
good practice for the real world, I guess.
Yeah, networking and what's it called? Just being a producer, I guess.
Being a producer.
Yeah.
Producering, is that the word?
So So right now, I guess everyone is just giving in script ideas.
That's what stage we're at now, yes. And we have a script that's going to be going into production soon.
How can people join the club? Is everyone welcome?
Everyone is welcome as long as you're a dues-paying UNF student. You just go onto Perch Portal and search up Filmmaking Club, and you will find us. You can join us, and you'll get in the Discord and the whatever else they have, and you'll get the opportunity to, whether you want to be like a camera person or an actor or just write a script, there's a lot of opportunities open to you. So I would suggest to, join up with that immediately.
And this isn't a documentary. It's like
It's a narrative short film.
Okay.
Yeah. It can be a documentary. I don't know if they want to do that, but for now we're just making scripts.
And everyone, you said earlier, votes
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
what is made?
They vote on all the script ideas that are sent in for a given semester, and then the winner gets made.
What are your plans after college?
Well, I'm going to keep my Shakespeare job, so I'm going to live in Jacksonville for a bit, and then leave Florida. I've lived here all my life. It's time. But I do want to go into the industry. Absolutely. That's the plan.
Would you plan to go to like California or Atlanta?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Have me on again in a year, and I'll let you know where I ended up. You can call me wherever I am.
Well, thank you so much for putting your insight a little bit into the filmmaking process and explaining the UNF Club. It was very nice talking to you.
Thank you for having me on, Giana. This was really a great experience.